The Power of Habit by Charles Duhigg. The summary introduction. The breakthrough investigation of the science underlying habits and how they affect our lives is The Power of Habit by Charles Duhigg. The neurological, psychological, and sociological facets of habit formation and transformation are explored in this best-selling book. It offers insightful information on how habits are formed, how they may be changed, and how they affect individual and societal change. The narrative of Lisa Allen, a woman who overcomes numerous obstacles in her life, is told at the beginning of the book. Her metamorphosis, which is presented in the first few pages, sets the setting for a thorough investigation of habit power. According to Duhigg, realizing and using this potential can lead to positive changes in both people and organizations. Part 1. The Habits of Individuals. 1. The habit loop. A neural pattern that underlies every habit. The habit loop is a concept introduced by Duhigg. The cue, the routine, and the reward are the three components that make up the loop. Routines are the activities we execute. Cues set off habits, and rewards sate our cravings. To change any behavior, it is essential to comprehend this loop. 2. The craving brain. In his exploration of the science underlying habits, Duhigg explains how the basal ganglia, a part of the brain that controls emotions, memories, and patterns, store habits. The brain can conserve energy and automate operations by developing habits. The brain searches for the benefit connected to a habit, which drives cravings and the habit loop. 3. The golden rule of habit change. Duhigg describes the four-step procedure for breaking a habit in this section. Prior to developing a change strategy, identify the routine, experiment with rewards, pinpoint the cue, and then determine the routine. Numerous examples of people who successfully use this guideline to stop smoking, lose weight, and make other substantial life changes are included in the book. Part 2. The Habits of Successful Organizations. 4. Keystone habits. According to Duhigg, some habits, referred to as keystone habits, have the potential to start a chain reaction of advantageous changes in a person or an organization. He examines the leadership of Paul O'Neill at Alcoa, where a commitment to safety as a cornerstone habit helped the business become a very successful and effective enterprise. 5. Starbucks and the Habit of Success. The success of Starbucks is used in the book to demonstrate how the company's employees' habits led to the development of a culture of performance and customer service. Starbucks achieved impressive growth by developing a sense of accountability and ownership in their baristas. 6. The Power of a Crisis. The retail behemoth Target uses customer data research to forecast and sway consumers' purchasing decisions, as Duhigg explains. The book also discusses the practices used by organizations like the London Underground and the U.S. Marines to efficiently manage crises. Part 3. The Habits of Societies. 7. How Movements Happen. In his introduction, Duhigg discusses the idea of social habits and how important they are in igniting movements and societal change. He looks at the practices that contributed to a bus boycott in Montgomery, Alabama, which finally resulted in the desegregation of public transportation. 8. The Neurology of Free Will. The book explores the neurological and psychological elements that influence individual responsibility and decision-making. Duhigg examines the story of a man who, despite having serious brain injury, was able to lead a relatively normal life by regularity and habit. 9. The Habits of Societies. According to Duhigg, habits have an impact on both the person and the larger society. He explores the emergence and collapse of many organizations and cultures to show how habits have the capacity to bring about profound social upheavals. Conclusion. Charles Duhigg's The Power of Habit is an engrossing examination of how habits impact our lives, our businesses, and our communities. The cue routine reward loop is a useful framework for comprehending and modifying habits. The book is approachable to a broad readership thanks to Duhigg's entertaining writing style, which is supported by in-depth research and real-world examples. The focus of the book on keystone habits, the value of crisis management, and how social habits influence movements and societies underlines the adaptability and necessity of the habit loop. The success of Starbucks and the civil rights movement are only two examples of the several case studies examined by Duhigg that highlight the broad impact of habits on people and communities. The fact that habits can be altered and are not deterministic is one of the book's most important lessons. People and organizations can improve their behaviors by recognizing cues, experimenting with rewards, and having a strategy. To show how this transition is feasible, Duhigg offers numerous moving anecdotes along with helpful recommendations. In conclusion, The Power of Habit is a worthwhile book for anyone wishing to gain a deeper understanding of habits, make use of their influence, and make positive changes in their life. It provides a thorough investigation of the science underlying habits and their power to change people's lives and entire societies. This book provides insightful advice and a successful roadmap, whether you're trying to break a negative habit, boost your leadership abilities, or simply better your everyday routine.